Hello, VETAHEADers! How you guys doing today? Hello, Dr. Proença here. How you guys doing today? How was your weekend? Dr. Proença here for one more Darlings, VETAHEAD Darlings, where I share my favorite veterinary products with you guys. I have a very cool ones today, very cool, and I hope you like it as much as I do. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Where are you guys talking from? I'm here in San Diego, United States, so California, and I'm about to start another VETAHEAD Darlings. I'm going to share some of my favorite products that I've been using and I really can't live without, or that I find it very interesting, and I want to share with you. I have really cool ones today, and some that are very affordable that I discovered, and I'm like, oh my God, can't wait. Weekend cannot be joyful for vet students due to our studies. Oh, I hear you. I've been there. Also, I will say for entrepreneurs, it's kind of the same situation. You always like working, preparing, doing something. I was at a Fetch Long Beach this weekend. It was amazing. I had the honor to be one of the keynotes. And I just love talking, conference, and meeting all of you guys. So many of you came to say hi. It was amazing. But today we are going to be talking about favorite veterinary products. I always love to know what are your favorites too, and if you have any tips or tricks or any equipment that you think that could be very good. So let's start with the first one. So if you have a veterinary friend or a technician or a student that you think you can benefit from finding out about these products, please send them the link to the live right now. And again, the products I'm going to be sharing today are related to ZooMed. They can always be used for dogs and cats as well, especially the ones I'm going to show today. I think you're going to really like it. But let's get going. Do we have Camila here? Is Cami here? Cami, are you here? We're waiting for Cami. Camila, it's our social media manager, and waiting for her to join. Let me just send her a message and say, where are you? Where are you? There you go. Okay, let's get started. My first product that I want to share with you, should I leave? Well, honestly, it was a surprise. I was like looking at equipment. I don't know for what reason. It was not necessarily directly looking at equipment. And then I came across this on Amazon. And that was just a rabbit hole from there. Because I bought so many things off of Amazon. Medical equipment. And I'm gonna be, oh, Cami's here. Hey, Cami. So, Cami, we just started our VETAHEAD Darlings. I'm Dr. Lila Proença. I'm going to be sharing with you the products, the veterinary products or services that I used and that I loved it. And usually they are related to ZooMed or exotic animal medicine, but a lot of them obviously can be used across all the species. And this one is not different. I found this on Amazon, and I found so many others off Amazon that are so affordable, because I hear you, right? And I grew up in Brazil. I practiced medicine in Brazil as well. I had my own practice in Brazil. It's a developing country, and I get it. Equipment can get very expensive, especially if they are imported, right? If they're not produced in Brazil and we buy them from the United States, for example. So they can get very pricey. So I'm always trying to find, cheaper alternative for you guys that still work and still do the job they need to be done. So on the upcoming VETAHEAD Darlings, stay tuned. If you are an essential members, a VETAHEAD essential members, you're gonna have this info in a very soon in a newsletter. And if you are part of our community, you're definitely gonna have that. I'm gonna post today in the community. So the first one is this capnograph here. You see, it's super light. I bought it off Amazon. This is a capnograph I bought off Amazon. I cannot believe it, okay? And the reason I cannot believe it is, one, medical products and Amazon. I guess I should have that predicted already because, you know, Amazon started with books, right? So, but now we have it, all of these. But this one in particular, the price was something that really caught my attention. So I'm gonna talk about it in general, okay, but I'm gonna start with the price. And I have here a print screen. I bought it off of Amazon here in the United States, and it costed $269 US, okay? Here you can see, oh, my ring light, but Camila has posted the information to you guys. You can see here, it's on the comments, okay? Contact CA10M veterinary capnograph CO2 entitled CO2 mainstream respiratory rate monitor 2023. And as you can see, let me turn it on for you. It is so nice. Okay, I just turned it on, and it's very easy to use. For example, it shows you the entitled CO2 here on the top, the blue, and it shows you the waves, the dotted lines. Now nothing's breathing through it, so there are no waves. And here on the lung, it shows a respiratory per minute. Let me try to breathe, so you guys can see. Did I breathe? I did breathe on the right side. I don't know if it works, if nothing is connected. We'll see. But what I love about this capnograph, first of all, is the price, right? When I saw this, I was like, what? That can't be true. I don't know if this is gonna work. Is it even gonna be reliable or not? So I had to test it. And I tested in a few animals so far. I just bought this, so it's not like I have used in a lot of patients. It's supposed to work right now with me blowing. Of course, it's not gonna work because I'm on a live event. Why would it work, right? On a live event. But I do wanna show you because, oh, there you go, it worked. It just takes a few seconds to warm it up. So you see, I had it set up for a reptile. That's why it's beeping saying that it's not high enough. Or it's too low, or it's too high, sorry. So you can see the wave forming here on the bottom. And then it's just beeping because the alarm, again, I had set it up for a reptile. So it's saying that it's too high of an entire CO2 because I'm a human. Also, it's telling me right now that I'm not breathing. Because I'm not breathing into it. But again, for the price, guys, and then here you can change I found it also, let me make it shut up. There you go. I also found super easy to adjust. There you go. I see right here has a little, it's very intuitive. Right here has a bell sign. So I just pressed it and it stopped the bell. And then you can press on the menu right here and you can change, you go up and down these arrows, you can change the alarm settings you want. So if you want to leave from 35 to 45 to be the normal entitled CO2, which is the majority of animals, right? Every time it goes above 35 or below 35, it's going to beep for you. Also the waves, right now I'm not breathing into it, but if I do, you're gonna see my entitled CO2 is 40. You're gonna see the wave forming here. And the waves are very important, guys. Capnographs that don't have waves are not that useful. So it's very important to have the waves. I found it very easy to use. Okay, very, very easy to use. Very light. Okay, it's very light. I'm sure on the Amazon, if you go there, it's gonna have the weight for you and all the specifications. But I really, really like it. I have not tested in all size animals just yet. Okay, it's a mainstream capnograph. What it means is that you connect the tube right here. I had a tube with me. Oh, there you go. You connect the tube, goes right here, right? So the animal is gonna be here, intubated, and this goes on the gas, right? And so you will, it's called the mainstream. So the very, very, very good pros of these, obviously the price. Let me turn it off so the battery doesn't get used. The very pros is portable. Okay, is a very big pro. It is cheap for a capnograph. I do understand that when you convert currencies, for example, in Brazil, if this is 250 or 260 something, right? 269. Kami, do a quick math there. Multiply by 5. So, you know, this is going to be 5 times more in Brazil. And I'm assuming India or any other country, you know, where the currency, it's not that advantageous with the US dollar. I understand it's not going to be cheap, but it's definitely cheaper. Like the Emma, which is also a portable capnograph, it's about $1,500, and this one is 270, right? So in Brazil, Kami just did a quick math, it's gonna be 1,300 reais. Honestly, for entitled CO2, this is really cheap, guys, even in Brazil, okay? Even in Brazil. And in Brazil, for example, a surgery, it's not gonna cost less than 3,000 to 5,000 reais. And you see, with one surgery, you pay for this and much more, right? So this you can keep using every surgery. Again, I think it's very beneficial. And it's mainstream. So that means that, again, I just told you, the tube goes right here, because you can also have capnographs that are side stream, right? Side streams are usually better for teeny tiny animals. Not that this doesn't work, okay? But these, and we're gonna talk on the cons, this might affect that space. And the side stream usually is just a little connector here that has a little tube, very, very tiny, and collects very small amounts of air. So this one, it's bigger, right? So it requires more air to go through here. But again, guys, in my experience, it doesn't affect that much. The hospital that I'm working now, training them, they only have mainstream capnographs, and we are able to anesthetize with quality all size animals, like from very, very tiny animals. So the reason, the fact that it's portable is a con, right? It's a pro, sorry, not a con, it's a pro. The fact that it's portable is a pro. The fact that it's cheap is a pro. The fact that I bought off Amazon is a pro, because the return policy, I can just return this if I don't like, right? So all of those are pros, and big pros. Cons of this, it can be semi-bulky. It's very light. I will give also on a pro, it's very lightweight. But it can be very bulky, right? If you have a sugar glider connected to this, or if you have, you know, really tiny, like a budgie or a rat, right? So you might have to get creative. If the animal's on a table, I don't see a problem. But if, for example, if I'm doing a dental on a rabbit, and that happens as well with the Emma, which is another portable capnograph, you need to get creative on how to, because imagine, you know, I have the animal on a dental table. Imagine I'm the animal on a dental table. So like I'm intubated and this is kind of hanging and it can pull the tube, right? So you need to get creative on how to support the weight. Usually I tape it from like kind of a bra, but you can put a towel underneath. Anyway, you need to get creative, right? While if you're using a side stream capnograph, you wouldn't have that problem. But again, I think this is amazing. This is about for me, for my own use, because I go to different hospitals and I think this is great. The only, and again, the only con I would say, well, no, there's one more con. The only con I would say, it is kind of be bulky and it's not heavy, guys. And I think the weight really comes from the batteries. It's battery operated, which I would say the battery operated can be a pro and a con. The pro is that, you know, you don't need to charge it. The con is if you don't have, the con is if you don't have new batteries, you kind of cannot use it. So I always keep extra batteries with me, which by the way, I need to replace mine. And so I think that can be a co and a pro. The fact that it's mainstream can be a con depending on what species you're doing, again, because of that space, right? And the amount of air is required. I believe you can also buy the pediatric one. So this thing here, right? I believe you can also buy the pediatric one. This one comes off. See, this has to be replaced every 2 months, okay, guys? In any capnograph, not just in this one, any capnograph, you need to change this every 2 months. And you can put also, and this looks to me like the very regular one that goes in the majority of capnographs. And I also need to buy the pediatric version of this. It's usually purple, it's way smaller, and helps too with that space. So it's very easy to put in and on, as you can see. Whoop, there you go. Okay. So overall, guys, from we now, before we used to classify in different categories, but now we're just going simpler, from 1 to 5 stars. And I haven't used it yet in all species, so I have to say that, and I haven't used for a long time yet, so I can't say long term. Perhaps in like 6 months or so, Kami, make a note in 6 months or so for me to come back here and just give a quick review on long-term use of it. But so far, guys, I'm very impressed positively, in a positive way. I will say capnographs, portable capnographs that battery operated, they burn through the batteries very quick, and just not this one. The Emma does the same thing. You really need to have extra batteries, okay? We will likely, if your procedure is taking too long, like more than an hour or so, perhaps, I don't know how long it lasts without change battery just yet. But I will say, if you're planning on doing something that is more than 2 hours, 3 hours, you likely have to have new batteries, which is fine. Okay, it's like not a problem. And so, again, I think it's great. Let me see online if it does say how long the batteries last. Again, I bought off Amazon, so I find that part to be absolutely incredible because, it allows you to work for 4 hours. Okay, you can use it for 4 hours. So you definitely want to have extra batteries. Let me see, it probably tells the weight as well. It uses two AAA batteries. Two AAA batteries. Do you guys have any questions about this capnograph? And it does have the pediatric adapter as well. And again, let me see, the weight is 92 grams with the batteries. 92 grams with the batteries, okay? Lasts for 4 hours with 2 AAA batteries. And again, very easy to calibrate, by the way. It comes with a little, oh, you have it? Hi, great to see you again with the new tricks. Been in a nice video. Oh, I have been. Oh, you have been in the live. Thank you. So again, guys, I had to calibrate it myself. Obviously, it comes with a little manual. Was very easy to calibrate. And again, it shows you the entitled CO2, the waves for the entitled CO2, and the respiratory rate. I find it really, really cool. I don't have any more to say. I think overall, from 1 to 5 stars, because, and again, it's always tricky, right? Because in ZooMed or exotic animal medicine, we are seeing all species from like really tiny to really big. So I don't think there is a perfect capnograph, because if I was doing a side stream capnograph, that would be very costly and that would be a con, so it wouldn't receive 5 stars. So overall, I will give it 4 stars. So this capnograph, portable capnograph, $269 as December 5th, 2023. I don't know when you're watching this video because it's gonna be on YouTube, on our channel. So as of today, December 5th, 2023, it costs $20.69 on Amazon. Okay, so that's what I have to say about these. Do you guys have any questions about this baby here? Nope. If you have, let's just ask throughout the live. Okay, the next thing also has to do with anesthesia. Since we are in intubation for that matter. So the next thing, and I know it sounds very silly, but again, when we are dealing with tiny creatures, or, you know, like we are often, say, doing dental procedures, and I'm very close to the mouth or where the tube is, when I, you know, need to tie this to, when I need to do, for example, like beaks, you know, things like that, and tiny animals, and especially when I'm using tiny tubes, this is not what I'm going to be talking about, but just to give an example, this is a size 2 in the tracheal tube, and it's very flimsy, it's very soft. So depending on what you use to tie the tube, you can easily obstruct the tube. You can easily tie it too far and literally obstruct it and pinch it, okay? So what I have to share as a favor to you is this endotracheal tube tie right here. The other reason I also like it is because of the color, because it's very easy to see. And let's just get started. Let's start with the con. Sorry, a pro. I'm all over the place today. Let's start with the pro, okay? The reason I like this color is, imagine the ties, the gauze ties we usually use, right? The gauze color. When you have a procedure that has blood, or if you're dealing with a white animal, it's easy to blend with the animal. It's easy to forget there. It's easy to tie too much and not see it, etc., etc. So the color I really like, because it's very visible. Everybody sees, everybody knows what it is when you need to tie or untie, you know, during surgery or loosen up, etc. It is rubbery. I don't know if you can tell, but obviously you can tell the texture, but it's rubbery, and it kind of has I want to say a wax finishing to it. Imagine a really thick dental floss, you know, the ones with the wax. It's kind of that feeling, and it's thicker because the dental floss would easily like tear, right? But this one doesn't. It has some give to it. See, it's not easy to tear. And it's super long. It comes already like this. I didn't cut it. Okay, so it's super long. I feel like you could use, so far I could use in all the animals I work with. But you guys there working with like gigantic dogs perhaps, but you can always like tie two together with a knot. This is not sewed for Zoom Ed, okay guys? This is like an endotracheal tube tie, period. And so those are two pros, right? The color and the texture and the material. And because it allows me, for example, to tie really tiny tubes, and not pinch it, okay? So for instance, here I can tie it, and it really ties because of the material. It doesn't run. I mean, it's running now because I'm forcing. I'm not really like putting too much right now, but it stays there, right? And that it doesn't block the tube, okay? So I really like it. And because of this wax material, it's easy to like untie if you need. And it comes in a bag with like so many of them that if you need to cut, it's not a big deal at all. So I'm just undoing it here. It's very easy to undo, see? It's easy to undo, but not so easy that it undoes while you're doing surgery, if that makes sense. So it is a Trinity Tracheal Trach Tube Tie. This is the website, okay? And Camila already posted there for you guys. Okay, I'm a ring light right there. And then you can buy, and this in the US, okay, guys? And the price here, again, as of December 5th, 2023, you can definitely order internationally. It does say here, so for example, the 200 of these guys cost $12 US dollars, so 34 cents per tie. So they have this table on the website. See, from 100 to 200, it costs total $11.95, so 12 US dollars. And if you want to buy 600, oh no, so sorry, I say it wrong. $11.95 is the shipping and handling, okay? Sorry, it doesn't vary. It's the same for everybody. And the price of the tube that changes. So from 100 to 200 is $0.34. And then it goes, if you buy 600 or more, it's 25 cents of a dollar. Okay, so sorry guys, I said it wrong. So this is the price per item. If you buy between 100 and 199, then as the more you buy, the cheaper it becomes. Again, super worth it. A con is that it's not easy to buy, in a sense, like you need to buy on this website. It's different than if you were to buy on Amazon. And I have the bag with 600 of them, so I'm not too worried. The other thing that would say it's a con is obviously if you don't pay attention to the exact pressure, because it has that wax. If you leave it a little bit loose, you will it will kind of move on the tube. So you really need to make sure that you tie it, okay? I don't know if that would be a con, right? Because that would be for any tracheal tube tie, I guess. The other pro with this, if you are, and this is a big pro, this is a huge big pro, okay? So I think the two main pros for me, because I work with Zoo Med only, exotic animals, right? One is the fact that I can tie it and it doesn't obstruct the tube, tiny tubes, right? The second is there's no fiber, right? It's not made of fabric. So when I'm working with the animal and I'm here near the mouth and I'm working with the rotary tools, either if I'm doing a big trim or if I'm using a dental machine to do dental adjustments or dental trimming, right? It doesn't get caught on the burr. If you have done that with the gauze, you know, as you're using the Dremel or the dental machine, because the burrs, right, they how do I say, they turn. And if it gets caught on the gauze, it kind of rips everything. So it's a nightmare. So you need to be careful when you use the tie gauzes. This one, I don't need to worry because it doesn't get caught on the Dremel or on the dental tool, right? So I really like it because remember, like, we are working with tiny animals. And the only con really I would say is how you need to buy from this one resource. I haven't, to my knowledge, found another resource. If you guys know, let me know here on the comments. But I would say it's the only con. So for that, I will give this baby 4.5 stars. 4.5 stars because the price is really good. You can buy, it's reusable. You don't need to toss every time, but if you want to be very hygienic, you could even toss it, right? Between uses. So I find it, you can even disinfect if you want, because it's not porous, right? So I would say 4.5 stars for this one. The last one, and my fave of all times, it's this sedation table with protocols, okay? This sedation table right here with protocols for sedation for literally, virtually all the Zoo Med pet species we work with, are the most common ones. So we have protocols for birds, chelonians, chicken, chinchilla, ferret, gerbil, guinea pig, hamster, hedgehog, lizard, rabbit, rat and mice, snake, and sugar glider. All of these animals, all of these species, it's our VETAHEAD sedation table. This is like, if for the majority of them, we give an option for a light sedation, for a heavy sedation. This took so long to compile all this information that I think it makes the life of clinicians and technicians so much easier, because now you're gonna sedate someone. You don't need to be looking in 10 different resources and going to these forums. You know my opinion about forums. I do not like them. I dislike them very much. I'm not in any forums. I don't like to use it because this is personal opinion of people. It's not evidence-based majority of the time. And I feel like spreads more disinformation than it does help. I get it. I'm not gonna go into that unpopular opinion right now, but my point is, this took so long for us to compile this table, so long, and we always updating it. So the way for you to get this table, we don't sell it separately. It's part of our essential membership. So with our essential membership, you get all our online courses, all of them, and you also get all the ebooks. The ebooks, they're meant to be used with the videos, okay, guys? That's very important to say. I actually prefer to call them e-notes, but they are, I mean, because they're not like a book, a standalone book, meaning if you grab it and you don't watch the videos, I would not recommend. Yes, it's a lot of information. Yes, you're going to benefit from it. But really the way I designed VETAHEAD is for you to actually watch the videos, because on the videos is when we really explain nitty and gritty, and we show the step-by-step in pictures and videos. So if you had to choose, I would, oh, sorry guys, the apartment upstairs they're doing some remodeling, so you can hear this construction noise. So if you are an essential member, you get this table in one of our ebooks. Is an emergency course ebook, the Triage 3 ebook, and we are constantly updating it. So if you have been an essentials member for a long time, you already saw many versions of this, and every time we update, we send an email to all our members to let them know it's updated so they can re-download it. And the reason we keep updating it is because we keep having new studies, and so I'm always sharing new information with you guys. So that's the reason we are always updating, is because we are always constantly getting new information. As you know, for example, our rabbit ebook is in the 3rd edition, because every year we updated it as well, and we're gonna update the other courses as they also age, or I shouldn't say age, as they have birthdays. And so we are always updating with evidence-based information, what has been published, the news. We always updating our ebooks, and every time we do, we send you guys an email so you know, I mean the members. So if you want this table, and it comes also with the dose of the reversals, guys, you need to become a VETAHEAD Essential member. So a VETAHEAD Essential membership, you can do it 2 ways. You can do it annually, or you can do it monthly. Annually, it costs $420 US dollars, and monthly, it costs $35 per month. Okay, what I want to say about the membership is that for $420, you cannot even go to a conference. And I find, and I get it, that for non-US people, and again, the same thing we were talking about the equipment, it can get costly because of the currency exchange, but for the US, $420, it's really cheap for the amount of C we're giving. Our Cs are all race approved. So just so you know, for example, the emergency course itself is 10 hours. The rabbit course is 9.5. The hystricomorph is almost 7. So it's really a lot of amazing content, guys. Very high quality. And things like this ebook that has this table, they are all designed by designers, and we have medical illustrations that are done for us. They are ours. They're proprietary. So again, guys, I could not this is what I use. I have this printed, and I have this is my own iPad. Obviously, I have it on my phone, I have on my iPad, I have on my computer. This is what I use on my daily routine clinically. I refer to this, right? But now let's remember one thing. Sedation tables, anesthesia tables, all of that with protocols are suggestions, right? Because you need to examine your patient, right? And this is not a book recipe. Full disclosure, for any sedation protocol, analgesia protocol, anesthesia protocol, drugs in general, those are all, they have ranges and they have suggestions, right? This one we say for an otherwise healthy animal, because then you can adjust according to what is happening, right? So a sedation protocol, it will depend on what you're trying to do, for how long you're trying to do it, is it gonna hurt or not, right? So this gives you a really good, very good, and an excellent idea, and you can play with it, right? You can play with the drugs, you can play with the dosages, and you're gonna see that all our sedations, they are multiple drugs together, because the more drugs you add, the better is the sedation, because it's called balanced sedation or balanced anesthesia, because the more drugs you use, you lower the doses of all of them, and you lower the side effects of all of them. So I am a big fan and proponent of basic anesthesia and sedation. You know that. I'm always constantly talking about it, and we teach that on our courses. I teach that in all the lectures I give. And again, this is what we offer on the sedation for you guys, because it's what I use. As I just said, is what I use. I have this table. I don't mess around with other things. I'm a specialist, right? And I'm still using this table. And then every time I see a new protocol or something, I make notes on this table, and then when I reach a certain point that I made so many notes, we publish a new one with updated dosages or protocols or new drugs, etc. So for example, the bird sedation started, the sedation started with, midazolam with torphanol, and now has alfaxolone, and pretty soon I'm going to be adding alpha 2s as well. So it depends on what is being published, right? And then I also use these protocols. It's not like it has been published and I put it on the table. No, it's published. I use it multiple times to make sure that is a safe protocol, that it's going to be well received by the patients, and then I add to the table. So not only you getting a table that I compile all the studies for you, is I personally have tested it. So it's above and beyond, because if you get the emergency, if you have the exotic formulary, for example, right, and it has the doses for everything, not the way we do it here, because they don't have protocols, they have doses of medications and sedatives, so you will need to come up with your protocols yourself, but they have several of them, and how do you know which ones are better, which ones are not better? So that is the beauty of this sedation protocol. That's why I'm in love with it. I don't memorize all the sedation protocols I use, that's why I have them written here, and that's why I created this table for you guys. So I cannot stress enough, is the sedation protocol table. Again, it has, let me read it to you again. I'm just have this on my iPad. And it has for birds, which is mainly for cetaceans, for the parrots, chelonians, which are turtles and tortoises, chinchilla, ferret, gerbil, guinea pig, hamster, hedgehog, lizard, rabbit, rat and mice, snake, and sugar glider. And again, I have notes on the one column telling you guys like things to be aware of. And we also say if it's a light sedation, moderate sedation, heavy sedation, and it has a table column with the reversals if the drug has a reversal. And again, you will see the majority of them. I really try very hard to give protocols with reversals, because I feel like it's the safest way for us to use it. Again, guys, I could not rave enough about this, because I literally created because I needed to use it myself. Okay, so this is what you have, an ACZM specialist using this table. And of course, a lot of this comes with the suggestions of other specialists as well. Like Dr. Sudar, for example, was involved a lot with the guinea pig and the chinchilla and the rabbit. And it's not just coming from my head. Those are all evidence-based, coming from studies. So again, guys, what else could you ask for? To have someone not only compiling all this information for you and putting in one place, also testing them and making notes and telling you. So I will give 5 stars, okay? 5 stars, because the table itself does not cost $420, right? The $420 is the membership that comes with everything, including all the courses. I'll give it 5 stars for sure. And the fact that it's all digital allows us to always be updating and in a very fast manner and giving it to you on your email box as soon as we update the table. So I really like it. Oh, and if you're a student, and I know someone here said, oh, I'm a student. If you are a student, on our membership, we offer 50% discount to students worldwide. You do need to upload a proof of you're a student. You have all the information there. Cami, perhaps you want to put the link for them to become a member. You can put the link directly to take them to the annual membership. It's $420 per year, because that is where you have the instructions also to, if you're a student, to get the 50% discount, okay? So that's what I have for today, guys. Do you guys have any questions or any tips of equipment or services that you like to use for veterinary medicine focused on zoomed or exotic animals medicine? I would love to know. We're always gonna have these darlings here. We try to do them once a month. And today we talked about this capnograph, this portable capnograph. We talked about this endotracheal tube tie, and we talked about the sedation protocol from our Essentials membership that has the sedation protocol for all the species. So I hope you have liked. Again, if you're not yet subscribed to our Instagram, go ahead and subscribe, please. We're gonna leave this video posted on our Instagram, but also on our YouTube channel. This year we're gonna be kind of investing a lot of time on our YouTube channel as well. So I would love to see you there. If you're not there yet, I would love to see you there. It's the VETAHEAD. And thank you so much for being here, guys, with me in this journey. And I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.